All right, third time's the charm, right? Welcome to Beaumont Maire, our third time trying to stream it tonight. I'm your host, Teg, and let's see what sort of shenanigans we can get up to. We do already have some demand for commercial today. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this road because we're going to see some extra use out of it here in a few minutes. So nice little 4-lane upgrade in the same 2U space, along with adding some yield signs and some junction etiquette. That should go a long way in clearing those sorts of things up. Looks like most, if not all, of our residential units are upgraded in that portion of town to self-sustaining, so we're going to expand that zone all the way down to the water and back up, because that will be the new norm now that we actually can. And then a little expansion through town to bring that joy to other people. In the meantime, we'll also steal some of these lots along the roadside for commercial to try to match some of that commercial demand we're dealing with here. Alright, and eventually I think this whole roadway will be converted, and then just because we can, let's go ahead and save. I apparently didn't use the cloud last time, so let's do that now. Packaging and saved. Ah, the joys of M1. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we got this nice riverfront here. I mean, we're on an island after all. Might as well use that to some advantage. Part of that advantage is we need a nice little waterfront area to have. Be a nice little touristy zone. Possibly a good place to make a downtown core, so we're going to pull up our terrain here. We're going to grab a decent sized brush. And we're just going to pull out towards the edge of the map here, or at least to the edge of the city we have to be a good place to start. As one would imagine. Now I can actually build beyond the edge of the city here, so we're going to kind of graduate this transition. You can see our terrain lines adjust here as we move. Got a little water coming into town here. We'll see if we can mitigate some of that. We will need to extend our water lines sooner rather than later, it looks like. Might as well do that now while we're looking at it. Okay, that wasn't in the plan, but that'll work perfectly fine. Oh, we got a flood. No. What I do for a flood is get ourselves a water pump here. Yeah, we usually pull the water away, otherwise we'll just let it float back into nothingness. And it'll dissipate on its own. Now we're ready to go ahead and upgrade some of the roads in the city here. Do want to turn off the road grids because they give me a headache. Let's see. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 bonus units. Hey. That looks like a nice, happy river walk. Let's go ahead and build our front street. Good. Go ahead and set that up as our kind of end of our primary grid. That will actually be kind of nice to have. Of course, water's invading. The water's a little stubborn in this game. I think if you'll notice, it takes a while to properly clean things up when you do any sort of major terrain changes around the water. There we go. That looks like we are actually going to need to raise our roadway a little bit here with our Move It mod. There we go. That water will work its way out. There we go. we're losing money. Not surprising. We probably don't need to have this big thing in the way. That'll give us a little bit of money. But we can start to expand our commercial zones and a residential zone. Including, we know, some nice close to waterfront properties here. Let's go ahead and just paint in this area. Construction will help to keep the land clear here. Okay, we're at $1,700 again. One thing we will need to clear out here are the trees. We'll add them back, but the trees that are here right now, the save files end up saving them precisely where they are, which can greatly increase the size of said files when there's really no need for them to be that large. So go ahead and clear out that bit and that bit. And there we are. Oop. We've got a complaint about sewage. Oh no. All right. Check our budget here. Water is a little on the low side, so we can increase that a bit for now. We will obviously need to build some more sewage treatment. Did that address the needs? It did mostly. Okay, it did entirely. Good to know. Get some more residential built here. Things are coming along slowly but swimmingly. And while we're waiting for things to build, we can start getting our pedestrian access in place. Hey, Boomtown, there we go. Hey, we finally got highway stuff so we can deal with our little Michigan expressway. That'll be nice to see. We've reached 1,700 people, that's good. Well, now 1698, now 1701. Pedestrian access is critical to make sure the city functions properly and isn't overly reliant on automobiles. But as I think we all know, the Sims will do things that we aren't expecting many times. Let's go ahead and increase our simulation speed, see how much more we need to worry about here. Well, that's a little distressing. Roadway is getting inundated a bit here, so let's find some key spots and raise the roadway. Might have been a good reason for that high bank earlier, but we'll see. Alright, we do need some more electricity, it looks like, so let's get ourselves another windmill. We'll add 3 just to be on the safe side, so we're having to come back to this again. As you can see, we are starting to run out of some industrial space. So we'll make some adjustments here in a little bit and go from there. But one thing we should be able to have now is, I think, do we have bike lanes? We don't yet. Darn it. Yep, those come out at 3,000. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on those. So our nice little Michigan Expressway will be turning before we get to that point. In fact, that'll probably be where we have it turned, just to make it easy. In fact, let's just plan for that now. So that'll be the grid change. So everything on this side will be in the adjusted grid, and everything on this side will be in the original grid. Seems like a good way to do things, I think. Alright, still having some sewage problems. Let's go ahead and raise it to max value, and if it still continues, we will go ahead and find a place to build some more treatment. But one thing we can do while I'm thinking about it is upgrade our road here. There we go. All the rural roads are now gone. go. Perfect. Still a lot of residential demand here. We'll see if we can't meet it. All right, we do have to go take care of the septage, the sewage. All right, what have we got available here? It's only $6,000. We're probably just going to have to put it right over here. Connect it to the pipes. And hope that's sufficient. In the meantime, we will add some more industry over here. Hopefully it'll be some light industry, although thinking about that. We do have the trees to work with. We've got some oil down through here. Don't really have any fertile land, but that's largely because of the trees. We can fix that. So maybe that's what we'll end up doing, is shifting to a nice little tree-oriented industrial community. But not in the industrial area system yet. We're going to just set the speciality to forestry. And the nice thing is we can bring over our trees we had from before. Let's see. That should go a long way in helping our industrial friends be able to do what they need to do. All right. And how is our school doing? Oh, that's not the school, that's the firehouse. That's in good shape, it looks like. Primary school's in good shape. High school and university not. Trash, still an issue, but that's always an issue. Seems to be quite difficult to convince people to recycle, even when it's the obvious things like aluminum and glass. But let's see. Garbage. Okay. We need how much? We need 20,000. Okay, that's good to know. In the interim here, we'll get some industry growing. Hey, there we go. We got some houses coming in. Some businesses. We'll probably need to set aside some space for another fire station and possibly a police station. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we're going to probably connect this whole setup down here to our expressway, so we'll do that for now. We'll get our walkways going though. Don't want to let those languish, have to put them in too late in the process. All right. I think we probably just need to let this go for a few minutes. In the meantime, I do need to adjust the budget since we did adjust the water system. That might be why the budget's not growing as quickly as it probably should be. And bring everything up to 10%. No toll roads. Oop. I spoke too soon, I guess. It's like we do need to have some money for water here. What is our water at? Oof. Yeah, we're going to need to actually build some water plants here in a moment. All right. Let's let the city run here for a few minutes and I'll be back with you in a moment. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if the water has recovered. Doesn't look like it quite has, but we'll see how that goes here. We do have a little bit more money. Maybe we can add another water tower. We can actually add a water pump. That will probably be a handy thing to have moving forward. So we'll go ahead and we can actually put it just outside the city limits here. And it's close enough for power, so we just need to connect it. And we'll give it a few moments here and things should start picking up significantly. Our little connection to the future expressway is already yielding dividends, saving traffic from having to traverse some portions of the city. I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of adjustments here because we probably don't need to have this truck traffic traveling all the way through the city core. So we'll pick a handy street here. I'll just ban heavy traffic from using this as a through road. From what I can tell, it doesn't actually stop deliveries, so that's a good sign. One thing we can do though now, because we have the ability, is we can upgrade this road to an actual highway-based roadway. So we're not having to, I'm not having to worry about looking at it and seeing zones and accidentally zoning things that shouldn't be zoned. So let's go ahead and upgrade that. There we go. So we'll upgrade it to a Super 2 here. That should make it much more attractive for trucks to utilize for certain. And then once we get some more establishment here, we can start planning our curves. Ooh. Our industrial zone will need a little TLC here. It doesn't appear as though it got any water, and that would make sense. I wasn't even paying attention to that, as I think we all do from time to time. All right. All right. Why did water availability not increase? Oh, well, because the thing's not on the water anymore. Let's try that again. There we go. Plenty of water now, plenty of sewer treatment. There's the blue, so we've got the blue and the green, and everything's happy. I've always wondered how they came up with those colors for this game, but I'm not going to worry about it too much at this point. Let's see, and we do have trash problems. Well, we've got $4,000 in the bank. We're working our way up. Let's get our 69,000. Let's see, what's our water capacity right now? We are at, oh, we have plenty, so we can go ahead and drop that. Joys of having too many buttons, right? There we go. And we can probably drop the budget a little here to save some money. down to our about 98,000. 98%, I mean. And water percentage, okay, we're down. We're not at 100%. That's good. Sewage treatment's in good shape. There's a little more sewage production than water consumption, and that's kind of to be expected at this point. Everyone's enjoying our handy dandy road here. Or at least they're starting to. We do have a significant number of pedestrians utilizing our bridge. And because we can, let's go ahead and put in a few more pedestrian walkways. No sense of pulling a Florida and making people walk or drive 5 miles to go 300 feet. Okay. And yeah, we'll be destroying a little bit of the industry, but that's a small price to pay to continue to have a walkable city. No, let's not do that. There we go. Get that rebuilt here. Probably only needs to be a 4x4, so we'll leave that as a 4x4. All right. Things look like they're going well down here. Oh, no, my friend, you don't get to do that. This is not a turnaround spot. Here's our traffic manager Presidente edition, and we will remove that left turn. Excellent. Haven't made all of the upgrades we're going to do through here, which will include some mid-block crosswalks, but we'll be getting there soon. Oh. Well, I see we have a conflict. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get that conflict resolved. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we will need to get the walkways built on both sides here. Okay, we're gonna come from back here. I do need to go from ground to normal. Normal, I said. 9 over down. Okay, and up. 9 over down. And at least for this one to be on the safe side, let's just go ahead and do it there as well. And then we'll use our traffic manager. We'll grab our intersection. And we will remove the crosswalks. And we'll come down here and remove the crosswalks. Also make sure the traffic knows it needs to go straight through. No traffic signals here at this point. There may be some temporarily in the future, but at this point, no. Okay, we probably need to get a park built here, so let's grab a park. Let's grab a 5x2. Where's the 5x2? That's the 4x5. That's the 3x9. Five by two trail entrance. There we go. Put one there. 5x2 trail entrance is a park asset I made years ago, along with the 4x5s and the 3x9s. And it seems to go a long way in helping to get people from the road to the trails behind the buildings in an attractive fashion, and one that actually helps with park requirements in the city. Okay, we may have to take out a loan to get this trash thing taken care of. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, 60,000, we'll take that one. And let's grab trash. And we will need another one. One of the interesting things about this particular building is that it works well, but it does need to be distributed around the city. If you don't distribute it properly, you'll end up with a whole lot of trash vehicles unable to actually get anywhere. And then you'll still have whole sections of your city that are not being served properly. Okay. Excellent. So we'll see how that shakes out. Ooh. Traffic jam. What's our traffic jam about? It's people coming into the industrial area. I made the mistake. Okay, one of the things I've learned is you can't put roads like that so close to a major junction. So we're going to go ahead and straight line, bud. Okay, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, right? So right there. So we need to do that. And then we're going to need to come up here. President Edition. And we need to prevent left turns. And from this side, we'll prevent left turns as well. That will help significantly. We'll also set in the junction, we'll set a yield for left and right. Yeah, traffic's already starting to become a problem here. I think we'll probably need to, since we do now have vehicles that are actually delivering within the city, we're going to need our 4-lane road here and do a little lane mathematics and traffic management properly. All right. So our first thing will be to first thing is hold down the control key with our arrows, put it on the node itself and click, and it'll be 1 lane per direction automatically. Doesn't look like they're yielding to get out, so we may have to change that to a stop sign. As much as I hate having to use stop signs in the game. Okay. If it gets too bad, we may need to break down and use a traffic signal, but I'm hoping we can avoid that. I am going to turn off the dynamic weather. It is a little annoying when we're trying to do this. There we go. A lot of extra noise we probably don't need to have right now. And it did remove my left turn restrictions. Let's go ahead and reinstate that. Perfect. Well, that's actually cleared up pretty quickly. We're going to have to deal with dead people too. That is something coming up here. Well, to start with, let's see what our options are. Oh, yeah, we're going to just have to deal with as much as I hate it, we're going to have to deal with a cemetery. All right, so we'll build our cemetery. And that should make a fair number of people happy, I hope. But we have taken a lot of that truck traffic out of the city center, or what has begun as the city center. We'll probably end up calling this Old Town at some point. Here is our new downtown core. I'm going to go ahead and get this renamed. And we're going to get some policy down here. Parks and Rec, recycling. Recycle plastic, parks maintenance booth, and we get parks down here. Recreational use, smoke detector, but we can't do anything with Services are taxation, so we'll go from there. And let's see here. I'll call it Costa Azure. Seems like as good as name of any as we can have right now. And we do need to make sure that it is self-sufficient housing, lest they start to build away. And let's see. And do we have commercial specialities yet? Come on. We don't yet, but we will soon, and we'll start making it for tourism. A couple more things to check on here. Ooh, fire, of course, is always a scary proposition in these games. That may be all we can do at the moment. But I do think that might be all we've got to do for now. Of course, got to make sure the dead people have water, of course. Excellent. So that will conclude this edition of Bomont sur Maire. We'll just leave you with a short video. Cinematic views of the city, at least what we have so far. If you do have any suggestions, I'm always available to take constructive and creative criticism. I'm by no means an expert, just enjoying this game for the last 7 years, and SimCity 4, 3000, and 2000 before it. Your experiences may differ from mine, but this is where I seem to have found the best way to play. Your mileage will, of course, vary. And with that, I bid you adieu.